OSPtv, we are back, and ooh, do we got a hot one for you today. Good to have everybody back. Introduce our co-host, the OG, Dustin Woods. OG, welcome back. Episode 15.
Cruising along here.
Man, we haven't gotten kicked off of YouTube yet.
Well, let's not say that to the end of the show.
Yeah, we have a guest today that might actually get us kicked off today. Having said that, we are going to bring in a comedic legend, one of the funniest guys that we've ever encountered, that I've personally been around him quite a few times, always positive, happy, a genius in his comedic right, has been in several movies, big boxing fan on top of that also. The one, the only, the Murasoka, Michael Blackson. Brother, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. How's everything going? Where you guys at? Where are you?
We're in Detroit, in Dearborn, Michigan.
What? Detroit. Listen, watch your back, man. It's dangerous out there.
Dangerous and cold.
It's cold right now?
Woo.
Amir's already got his winter
Yeah,
coat
I
on.
love Detroit. Every time I come to Detroit, man, every show sells out. We usually do the Fox Theater. I won't be back. I won't be there again till I think May. But I know this weekend, Sunday, I'll be in Toledo. I know Toledo is only like an hour drive away. So
Toledo's not bad.
If you're in Detroit, drop to Toledo this Sunday night. Come check me out.
You got a show in Toledo?
Yeah, the Funny Bone in Toledo.
Yeah. We'll be there. Justin will be there.
Yeah, I live in Detroit.
So I'll be there Sunday, just one night only. Because Friday and Saturday I'll be in Cincinnati, and then Sunday I'm gonna go to Toledo and do 3 shows. The first 2 have sold out already. I just added a third one, like 10:30 at night. So
we'll make sure we get you a ticket. You and Brittany want to go?
Yeah, let me see what she's doing.
Come on there, man. I'll get your tickets. Even for the sold out shows, I'll make something happen.
My guy. Michael, let's talk a little bit about you. So the first time that I met you, you came to the it was at the Mayweather gym. You had come in and we had done a collaboration, and you came in, and you're a big boxing fan, huh?
I love boxing, man. You know, nothing like putting 2 guys in the ring and let them just take their frustration out on each other, man. You know, I mean, I'm not going to the ring with nobody. If I'm going to fight anybody, I want to make sure I win. I'll fight like a crackhead or like a grandmother. You know, infants. You know, if you can crawl, we can brawl, mother sucker. Okay, I'm fighting.
You can crawl.
I hate to lose.
So like a Hazabula.
I need guaranteed. I need to fight people I know I'm gonna. I mean, as far as comedians, I'm trying to think who would I want to fight.
Yeah, I mean, we could fight. You know, Dave Chappelle was at the fights last week.
Cat Williams been beat up by a little 13-year-old kid, so I know I could probably fight Cat. Kevin Hart, he's short, but I think he's really tough. I might not want to take a chance with Kev.
Kevin looks like he's got an angry streak. Like he might turn like one of those violent, angry, strong, little, aggressive guys.
Now, with him, I'm only worried about like the waist and below. Like he's probably gonna destroy my knees and my legs. You know what I mean? He's not gonna go past my stomach. But but he just look like he hard. Kevin Hart stays in the gym. I don't think I'm on any part of Kev.
Yeah, and then you got to watch out. If you beat him up, you might have The Rock coming after you. Also, they're boys, so you
exactly.
might have
to tuck him in bed. Exactly.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle might be a good fight for you. Dave's a big fight fan.
Oh hell no! Dave gained too much weight.
He looks good. I'm not. No, we were at the fight together last week. Did you watch the Caleb Plant Canelo fight?
I did. I was actually on stage when it happened, man. I mean, I saw highlights of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like it went the distance, and then at the end, 11 round, it just got ugly.
Yep. Yeah. No, Caleb put on a great performance. He was, he was boxing well, and he just got caught. I mean, he was countering Canelo pretty well, and then he just stood in front of him a bit too long, and Canelo loaded up, and that's boxing.
Well, I saw the highlights of that 11th round when he knocked him out, or knocked him. He got knocked out, right?
Yeah, he got stopped in the 11th. I
mean, that round, all I saw was just the anger in Canelo from all those social media posts from Platt. That's what I saw.
Yeah, but
I saw a lot of anger.
Yeah, I told Caleb that Canelo did to him what Floyd did to Canelo. He caught him early. He caught him before he got real good, and or even better than what he was, and just early in his career. But anyway, it is what it is. So, Michael, would you ever consider? Now, I know you made an appearance in the gym. I know you were you held the body shield there for Badu Jack. Would that ever give you an inclination to possibly fight?
I'm done, man. My fighting days, I didn't fight since the 8th grade, man. And it wasn't even a fight. I got sucker punched by a hater. You know?
You had haters in 8th grade?
Huh?
You had a hater in 8th grade?
So here it is. It was my first grade in America. All right.
Okay.
I was living in Newark, New Jersey, which is, listen, Newark is like Baghdad, pretty much. Okay. It's like living in Kuwait, man. Newark is no joke. So I remember it was 8th grade, and I remember it was these bullies. They weren't even in the school. They've been kicked out of school, and they just hang around. So what they did, they found out all the kids that had good grades, and they went around sucker punching all of them. I had no idea. I'm getting on a bus, and when I look, I just got sucker punched by this stocky ass, probably like a 15, 16-year-old kid. And I'm like, I'm not getting off this bus to fight this kid. I just got on the bus. I just took the L.
Mm-hmm. Smart.
But I haven't had, and then I started being funny at like 11th grade. At that time, I had moved to Philadelphia. So when I became funny, nobody wanted to fight the funny guy.
Yeah.
All my fights was roasting people. All my fights was just cracking jokes. That's all I was good at. So I never really got a chance to really fight.
Yeah.
And I'm not about to do this shit in my 40s, man. I'm sorry, motherfuckers. I'm not.
Michael, where did you grow up? You grew up in Newark?
I grew up in Philly. My first 3 years was in Newark.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, and then my mother moved to Philadelphia because she found out that Philadelphia was a lot cheaper, and then cost of living, you could get a job easier. Newark was tough, man. A job at McDonald's was like trying to be it was hard to get a job at McDonald's back in like the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time we got to Philly, Philly was like, Philly was so much easier. You could get a 3-bedroom house in the hood for like $300 a month. So my mother, definitely wasn't our price range. And we just stayed in Philly. And, Philly made me who I am today. I definitely love that city of Philadelphia. It's a tough place, but, it's also was very reasonable as far as cost of living. So I was able to afford to live there. And the streets were still tough. So it made me a tough comedian. When I started doing comedy, I became a tough comedian because the city of Philadelphia, doesn't take no crap,
Yeah, would you, growing up in Philly, would you consider yourself a crazy Philly sports fan?
I've been rocking with the Phillies since 1993 when Detroit, when the Red Wings beat the Flyers you guys swept us because the Red Wings were so much faster and the Phillies, we had like Eric Lindros. We were just big. We just hit hard, but we were slow. I go back to like early 90s of sports.
Okay.
Randall Cunningham.
There you go.
The Phillies, when freaking Mitch Williams threw the pitch and Joe Carter hit the home run, I cried. I go way back to sports in Philly. I learned about football like in 90, maybe 90, 91. I didn't understand the sport at all. I'm like, who are these overgrown men wearing tight clothes, chasing octagons ball?
So I got to ask then, if you were the general manager of the Philadelphia 76ers, what would you do with Ben Simmons?
Right about now, I'll trade that guy for like a Walmart gift card right now.
So you're not buying his issues?
Well, the ideal thing would be to make a trade for like Kyrie, but Kyrie is so unstable. You don't know if you want to retire. You don't know if he wants to play. That would be my dream.
Right.
If Kyrie really went to play, I'm like, come to Philly. I'll get you a fake vaccination card. You'll be okay. You can buy one in South Philly at the Italian market. A vaccination card looks like a parking ticket in a park. Just get a parking ticket and show it to anybody. Tell them you took the Pfizer and the Moderna and the Johnson & Johnson. They don't even look at this card. They just, I live in California. Now to enter the restaurants, you have to show your vaccination card or you have to sit outside or something. I mean, you can show them like a parking. They don't care about the ticket. You show them a parking ticket, man. Come on in.
Well, let's talk about this thing, man. This is a controversial topic. Have you been vaccinated?
Let me tell you, after that Aaron Rodgers stuff, man, I got my Ebola shots, my fever shots, my malaria, I got yellow fever, black fever, jungle fever, and then
did you get immunized?
I took every shot. I took Johnson, Moderna.
Did you get
Pfizer?
Did you get immunized?
I have an IV of shots in my room, man. I'm trying to take all Aaron Rodgers sponsors, all the sponsors that dropped Aaron Rodgers. Listen, Stay Farm, like a good neighbor. Stay Farm is there. I'm here for you guys. Geico, turn it to the list, whatever you want me to do.
What happened with Aaron Rodgers?
So, the NFL has their vaccination rules, and they asked him if he was vaccinated at the beginning of the year, and he said, I'm immunized, but I'm not going to judge anyone who doesn't get vaccinated. So he insinuated he was vaccinated.
What's immunized mean?
What's immunized mean?
You're immune to something.
Right.
So immune to what? COVID?
He never answered that. So he's been going through the whole season, not wearing a mask, not following the protocols, acting as an unvaccinated player. And then he got COVID and it all came out.
Mm-hmm.
So sponsors are dropping him. They fined him big, though. I don't know if you saw. They fined him $14,000 out of his $30 million yearly salary.
14,000.
Well, that's chump change.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's but exactly. Well, he put people at risk, I guess. But now, if you know you're not vaccinated, you're doing interviews, put the mask on.
Right.
But yeah,
it's a crazy time.
It is what it is.
It's a crazy time. I mean, there's valid arguments on either side, and there's valid points. But
it is.
But it is what it is. So moving on from that. So how did you get involved in comedy? I mean, you're a funny guy. Like, you're a naturally funny guy to be around. Is that something you always had?
No clue. I don't know where comedy came from. I was a very shy kid. I came to the States about 13 years old. I talk different. I look different. I'm much darker than the rest of the kids. They made fun of me. And the thing about it, American kids are so mean. I didn't know I was dark-skinned until I came to America. I mean, in my village, I thought I was the lightest one. I never knew complexion until I came to America. And the kids called me all these dark jokes. It's like, you look like under the bed. I'm like, that's dark as hell. Have you looked under the bed? This one kid told me I look like I have no bright ideas. They said the difference between me and midnight is 11:59. They said when God said let there be light, I was out of town.
I can't.
Oh my God, you look like you're under the...
American kids are so mean. So, it took me a while to get comfortable because all they did was just make fun of you. And then, and especially, I grew up in a hood where those kids are very materialistic. If you're going to school, you're not having some Jordans or some Pumas, some Nikes, they're going to make fun of what you're wearing. And I came to the States, we had no money, we were broke. My mother worked at McDonald's in Jersey, made $50 a week, and that's what we survived off. So all she could afford to buy me was like stuff from like Woolworth and McCory's, which is equivalent to like Walmart and Dollar Tree right now. She bought me some sneakers in a grocery store. She bought chicken and she bought my sneakers. It were like next to each other. I'm wearing
chicken in the sneakers.
Chicken flavor sneakers. So they made fun of the way
we're not going to be able to finish the show.
Well, now, so is that what motivated you, was to get out of that situation?
By the time I got to Philadelphia, this is all happened in Jersey. So by the time I got to Philadelphia, at this time, I'm probably about 15 and a half years old. I already knew what it took to fit in, and At 15 and a half, I had a job at Domino's Pizza. I was answering phones, and I started delivering pizzas on a bike. I think delivering pizzas on a bike. Why is this guy laughing at me?
I don't think he can get over the chicken fingers.
You still laughing at under the bed? What you laughing at?
I'm only gonna be able to finish the show.
I think he's gone.
Well, let me know when you're ready, man. I have a whole,
Okay. All right.
He would be that guy at your show in the front row that just laughing through the whole thing, even when it's quiet.
I can't get it out of my head. All right. Yes.
So by the time I got to Philadelphia, like I said, I got a job delivering pizzas on a bike and answering phones. I'll take all my tips. I made tips every day. I'll save my tips, and I bought like the name brand sneakers. When it's time to go to school, I saved about $1,500 during the summertime, and I went shopping for school. I bought all the stuff that I want to make sure I'm looking appropriate. And I had all the Nikes, all the Pumas, and everything dressed nice, had my little gold chain. And I went to school, my first day of school in Philadelphia. Could you let go of this under the bed stuff?
Okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay. It's getting better. Chicken flakes.
So now I'm going to school and I'm wearing these name brand stuff. But at the same time, I'm new to this place, you know? So I'm like, okay, the kids don't know me. They don't know what I went through. Let me just be chill. And now I'm comfortable with myself because now people want to be my friend because I'm wearing name brand clothes. And back then, it wasn't that many Africans in America. It was most of the foreigners that were black were Jamaicans. So whenever you had an accent and you was dark skinned, every kid thought you was Jamaican. And back then, every Jamaican teenager was known to be drug dealers. So here I am, I'm dark skinned with an accent. The kids in my school thought I was a Jamaican drug dealer, right? So I say, you know what? I'm gonna let them think I'm a drug dealer. As long as they think I'm a drug dealer, they will not mess with me. So I'm real chill. They had no ideas I was delivering. I was dealing pepperoni sausage, extra thick cheese, pepperoni pizza, pan pizza, anchovies. They thought I'm dealing crack and cocaine. They have no idea I'm dealing medium sausage. And so then I started like, now that I'm wearing good clothes, I'm wearing expensive clothes. Now I'm making fun of other kids. What are you wearing? You know, and that's when the comedy started.
Gotcha.
Then I started to make fun of other people because I got tired of kids making fun of me 3 years prior in the other state. And that's where it started. And then I remember when I graduated high school, I wanted to go into service, but at that moment I didn't have my green card. I just had like a work permit. So they wouldn't allow me to go into service. So I decided to just stay working at Domino's Pizza and help my mother pay bills. So I stayed at Domino's, and one of my coworkers, he worked part-time at Domino's, and he was a full-time acting teacher at the Philadelphia Community College. And he told me, he said, Mike, I think you're funny. You should go to open mic at the comedy clubs. And then he helped me write my first 5 minutes, and I started going to open mic. At this time, I'm probably about 19, 20 years old.
Wow. And that's how you got into the acting then? Because you've been in quite a few movies.
Comedy. It all started with stand-up, you know?
Right, of course.
Acting is like a bonus, you know? Back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, as a stand-up comic, your goal is to like be a great comic, and then hopefully you get a call from like NBC or CBS or whatever, Fox, and get on and get a chance to like be in a sitcom. That was a dream then, you know. But comedy was always first.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been in some huge movies. I mean, Coming to America 2. What was that being on the?
Oh, that was great, man. And being a comedian, man, your ultimate goal is like is to catch a cameo in a big movie.
Yeah.
And as long as you're funny, that's it. You just want to be one funny cameo.
Right. You
don't have to give me a leading role. You know, just give me one scene where everybody's going to remember. And I had those scenes in the movie Next Friday, which came out in like 2000 with Ice Cube and
Classic. That was
Mike
my
Epps,
age group.
And then Come to America, of course. Even though I didn't like the idea that because of the pandemic, we had to settle for like it being on Amazon Prime. I would really prefer being in the movie theater, but it was great. More people got to see it because you got to watch it from home. And it continues, man. Right now, I want to do my own things. I think my fans are ready to see me star in my own movie.
100%.
They want to see me for the full 2 hours. They want to just see Mike for like 2 minutes. They want to see Mike for 2 hours. So I got a few scripts that I'm ready to like pretty much shoot myself.
Good for you. No, you have. I mean, you are hilarious to be around. One of the things. I can't, as a Muslim, I can't watch all your stuff on IG. But
no, you can't.
Yeah,
you cannot watch Titty Tuesday.
No, I can't watch Titty Tuesday. Yeah, there's a couple of those that I can't watch, but the ones that I used to enjoy the most is when you're on the plane and the guys are going back to economy.
Oh yeah, hate us the coach.
And that used to be one of my favorite skits. Do you still do that one? Or right now you find private?
I got lazy lately, but a lot of my fans are requesting back for the haters going to coach.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna do that this weekend for you guys.
Okay, haters going to coach. Please do that one for it. And then there was another one where you see what my haters did to me, and the different pictures. Those are phenomenal.
So pretty much my fans were like, I'll post a picture. They would take the picture and compare the picture to so many different things.
Yeah.
And I'll take the funniest things and I'll just post it. So the thing about it, I always interact with my fans and I get so much material from them.
Right.
So I check my DM and whenever I post a picture, they always make a meme out of the picture and I post a picture and say, who did this to me?
So, you joke about, and even on your podcast, Badu was there, and a couple of months ago when we were in LA, we swung by the house and you guys did the podcast. the persona that you give is, lots of women, lots of girls, the sex appeal, but you yourself have settled down.
Yeah, I got engaged, man. Every hoe got to cut it off sometimes. Even a hooker gets married once in a while. Oh. But no, I had to. In this industry that you're in, if you meet the right person, it takes.
Sure.
In this industry, you don't know. We meet so many people. You don't know who's real, who's not, and who's there for you. And when you meet somebody that you really feel that's the right person, you gotta do the right thing. My lady's real chill and fun. As long as she's fun, she allowed me to still be myself.
Right.
She's not like trying to stop me from being Michael Blackson. And I think if she ever did that, that's when things would go wrong. But right now, she allowed me to be free, and you can't take that away from me. So there's nothing like having a woman by your side that allow you to have fun at the same time, and she's also a great woman.
Yeah. No, she seems like it, and you're a lucky man. And I remember even being at the podcast, and you had one of the girls there on the show, and when she stood up, I didn't see what she had on, the other girl, and when she did, I just kind of looked down. I got so uncomfortable about it. And your fiance is there, kind of getting the set already and everything. Like it's just another day at the office. And I'm like, oh my God. And Badu looked at me, and Badu's not dark skinned, but he's not light skinned, but he turned red. And I was laughing. I was like, oh my God. But no, you're right. You got to have that partner in life that supports what you
compliments you.
Yeah, and keeps you who you are. You're a big boxing fan. Who do you like watching the most?
I'm so old school, man. I love those back in the day real heavyweight fights, man. Of course, Tyson was my guy. But a lot of people always say like he never really fought anybody, but we all enjoyed Tyson fight because it was so quick, it was in and out.
Right. He's just a living legend. We actually had him at one of our conferences, and he's almost the opposite, I think, of what people think he is outside of the ring, as a lot of fighters are. But what do you think of these YouTube stars fighting?
Oh my God! Well, it's a joke to me. I would like to see them get into a ring with a real boxer,
right,
so they could knock some sense into their heads. But it's an era we are in. We're in an era of social media. So a social media influencer is real popular enough. He could probably sell a ticket. They're all fighting each other now. it is what it is. But I'm old school. I like that. I like the guys, the Bernard Hopkins, even Floyd. I mean, Floyd was a great one. Then you go back to Trinidad, the Golden Boy. We have so many great fighters. I'm not sure, if the new generation is going to be able to duplicate those great fighters we had, back in the day. But, you got, but it's some good ones coming out there, out the woodwork, here and there.
I know it's kind of a new world we live in. We were talking about that earlier, and kind of back to the comedy. How hard is it these days to walk that line of still being funny, but not getting canceled?
Yeah, it's tough, man. And things have changed. I understand that, but I'm a comic that makes fun of everything, everybody, But the most important thing about comedy is to make you laugh. Like, I have plenty of gay jokes, but if my gay joke is not gonna make a gay person laugh, then I feel like I'm defeating the purpose.
Sure.
So if you can make that person laugh, then I don't think you're insulting anybody. But if you don't want the person to, if you can make that person laugh, then you defeat the whole purpose. And I mean, like, this whole cancel culture, they're trying to cancel Dave Chappelle. Ugh. But the thing about the Dave material, to me, I think was funny enough that a transgender could laugh at it.
Right.
And I think the majority are laughing. It is what it is, man. I mean, I don't think, because as comics, we are the ones speaking what everybody else is thinking.
100%. That's why they laugh. Why they laugh, because it's the reality of things. No, there's a lot of that. So you've seen The Closer, David Chappelle's last one.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
Genius.
It was genius.
It was nothing wrong. I mean, I'm surprised they had a problem with The Closer, because the one before that was more harsher.
Yeah.
But it was funny. My thing is, if people are laughing, if people are laughing, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I didn't think that The Closer was not that bad. It wasn't really that harsh.
No, I mean, and every comedian, I've been to Chappelle's shows. Comedians make fun of themselves, their gender, their race, whatever they are, more than anything else.
Yes.
And if you're someone, I guess, with thin skin, comedy is probably not the hobby you should have. That's my 2 cents.
No, it's not, man, because, I mean, me, 50% of my material is making fun of myself.
Right.
So if I clown myself, you think I give a fuck about you?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how I'm like, I mean, if you come and see me live, you are going to see stuff that you're not going to see on television. I don't think people go to a live show to see something they could just see on ABC or NBC. You come to my show, you're going to hear some things that you are not going to hear on television. And that's the difference of coming to see in a live show. I mean, the thing about it, Dave been doing this for years. He's never changed for nobody.
Right.
If you have a problem with what Dave is doing, don't watch Dave.
Exactly.
Well, I think a lot of people will make a comment, or post something or whatever. They'll pick a small clip out of it. You have to watch the whole thing, in my opinion, to give any type of judgment. Because it's different when you hear the whole, show or whatever it is. It's totally different.
Michael, you ever been booed off stage?
Let me see. Not really. The only closest thing I remember was earlier in my career. I always been a really, my idols are like Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor, like, hardcore comedians. My comedy is not soft. It's not a family show. Regardless where I'm at. Don't get it wrong. I will make adjustments. I have performed, for like certain places where they say, hey, Mike, you got to cut down on these profanities or cut this out. I mean, I've cut down on things for a paycheck, yes. But if it's really up to me, I want to be Michael Blackson. And I remember being performing at a college one time in Delaware, I think. And I wasn't funny. I was just real vulgar. And I didn't realize that some of this students had their kids in the audience. And then I had got a couple of boos because of that. But besides that, man, you know, you come to my show, you know what to expect. My fans know me very well. I sell out everywhere I go, you know, because they're coming to hear some hardcore shit.
You know, while you're saying that, before Ramadan, you know, the holy month of Ramadan where Muslims fast, it's a very spiritual month. Like we have a checklist. Badu and I kind of, you know, we just get ourselves all situated and get
I'm listening.
Yeah, and we get the family ready for Ramadan. We get the spirituality going. We get, you know, the checklist of you know, prayers, prayer times, breaking fast. One of the things that we have on a checklist is mute Michael Blackson on IG. Because the nature of the comedy is that. The nature of the comedy is that. So you're absolutely right. You have to you know what you're getting when you're into a Michael Blackson stand-up.
What adjustments or what do you focus on when you come to Detroit?
There's no Detroit. Detroit is definitely one of my. I mean, like I said, I do Detroit in May, but here you guys drive down to Toledo an hour. Because the thing about doing when I do this little venue, which is like the Funny Bones, they hold like less than 400 seats. So I have to do like 3-4 shows, you know, and those are like these are my audience. I'm gonna be on stage for at least an hour. Yeah. You get the hardcore Michael Blackson doing an hour. Now, when I come to Detroit in May, I'll be doing like the Fox Theater. With that, I'll be on the show with maybe like 3 or 4 other headliners. So you only gonna get maybe like 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah, I've been
because I have to share the stage with other guys. But you know, when it's my own show, those are my favorite. Where I get you know, the people coming to see me.
Michael Blackson, thank you for joining us this early. I know it's early in LA. You're living a great life. What a tough upbringing. You turned it around. Driving Rolls Royces. You got beautiful condos, beautiful houses. You're wearing Versace robes. You're having breakfast brought to you.
Don't forget, I'm building schools in West Africa. I'm doing my first one in Ghana.
Good for you. Building schools in Africa. No kidding. Good for you. Do you have a foundation that you're doing it through?
Yes. The foundation will be up soon, probably in the next couple of months. But right now, my goal was to take my own money, build this school.
Good for you.
And then I would start a fundraiser to keep the school going. Then I was going to build 3 countries. I'm doing Ghana, Liberia, and Nigeria.
Well, that's great. That's great. So Michael Blackson building schools out in West Africa. That's great. You know what? We should do something with the Badu Jack Foundation because he's doing things in Gambia also with orphanages and whatnot and refugee children all over the world also. That would be great.
Definitely.
Awesome. Michael, thank you so much for joining us. Episode 15. We're wrapping it up with the comedic genius, the one, the only Michael Blackson, and we're signing off. My team, my family, my OSP.
Thank you, you mother suckers.